All right, so let's talk now about inverting the chords. Now, just using our very simple 1, 4, 5 example, all a chord inversion is if we take the bottom note, we move it up an octave, that's our first inversion. If we do it again, take the bottom note, move it up an octave, that's our second inversion. And this is for triads. We can do that for seventh chords as well. Bottom note, move it up, first inversion, bottom note, move it up, second inversion, bottom note, move it up, third inversion. Okay? The inversions that I typically, and I know I just breezed through that. I mean, hopefully you got that. If not, like I said, that would be in the more easy beginning lessons. The inversions that I typically like to use that second inversion, second inversions, first inversions, right? And then obviously root position as well. But when I'm playing, like when I'm starting with that C chord, rather than just starting with it like this, I like putting that third on the top. Now you see what I'm doing here in the left hand? I'm just basically hitting octaves. And now and again what I do is do this ghost note. I'll throw the fifth in there. So. See on the virtual keyboard how I hold that bottom note down and I'll just go from the fifth to the one, right? But basically the inversions make it easier to stay in an area without having to constantly keep moving all over the keyboard. Now, which inversions you choose, it's completely up to you. But there are, obviously a few tricks that I can show you, a few techniques. The first thing is, listen to the chord. Is it low? That's pretty low. It sounds pretty muddy. Right? So then you probably would want to bring it up, right? So you can use inversions to make a chord not sound so low, but also not sound so high. Sometimes that sounds a little bit too high, so you might want to bring it down rather than playing it too high, or bring it up rather than playing it too low. The other thing is look at the chords that you're going to. If you're going from, like, say, the C chord to the F chord, well, look at how close the notes are, and look for common tones. Common tones are notes that are in common between the two chords, the chord that you're on and the chord that you're moving to. So if I'm going from a C chord to an F chord, the common tone is a C. So you notice how I keep the C, but I move all the other notes? So rather than going down to the root position, I keep the C in the position that it is, right? See, it's right in the middle of these chords, or right in the middle of these notes rather. So I keep it in the middle of my F chord as well. So I have the note at the bottom, the note at the top, and that C is in the middle. Now when I'm moving to that G chord, now I can just move the whole thing down because there are no common tones. Or I can move up to that first inversion as well. Either one works because since there's nothing in common, there's really no other smooth voice leading. I can go to either one. Right? Now voice leading is when you go from one chord to the next chord. Right? Think of voice leading as, finding the shortest distance between two places. So if you're driving your car and you go all the way around town, that's bad voice leading, all right? But if you drive and you're like, okay, boom, 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 nice, basically straight line, that's good voice leading, all right? Same thing with chords. If I'm doing this, going from this chord up to you can see that that's an incredible, jump like that. That would not be good voice leading. That's not good voice leading either because I have my common tone, but rather than my common tone staying in the same location, I'm moving it now to my top note instead, right? So that doesn't make sense. That's your best voice leading. Now what if I'm on root position and I want to go to my F chord? Well, what would be the best voice leading there? Keep the C, move those notes up. And now here, to go to the G, you could go up or to the first inversion. And then to get back to C, like that. Now, you're not always going to make the best voice leading. Sometimes in a pinch, you're just going to move to a chord and, you know, it's not going to be the best voice leading. That's okay, though, right? But what you want to try and accomplish is to be able to smoothly move in between all of your chords with the best voice leading possible. So let me give you a great exercise to practice, right? Just take your 1, 4, and 5. Let's do it in a different key because we've been in C for a while. Let's do it in the key of G. Start on any of the chords, right? And then start with your root position on the 1 chord, but then move to the first inversion, and you'll see how your voicing is going to change. And move to your second inversion. And try to find the smoothest resolution between the chords. In this example of the key of G, what I would suggest is, if you're starting on root position, go to second inversion for the 4 chord, and probably go to second inversion for the 5 chord. If you're starting on first inversion, go to root position for the 4 chord, and then go to root position for the 5 chord. If you're starting on second inversion, go to first inversion for the 4 chord, and then you can go to root position for the 5 or first inversion for the 5, and then you can go back to root position or go back to second inversion on that on the G chord, the 1 chord, right? So, but you don't have to, you know, just follow that. That 5 chord is where it gets. The 5 chord is where you have a little bit of room. Since there's no common tones between the 2 chords, you can kind of pick up that chord and move it someplace else. The point is, get comfortable moving in between those chords without having to stay in root position. All right?